Sorry, jamming out. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. Forgive the tardiness. I blame myself. We were supposed to start at 5, but I was watching the Miami Dolphins post game. I was on the Miami Dolphins post game show for Finn's Faithful Podcast, and we were just talking Dolphins. And I was like, "Hey, Josh, do you mind?" He's like, "Heck no." So we're here for a very exciting special edition of the No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. We're doing a way too early WrestleMania prediction show. And I'm very excited about this because I actually went to work and I texted Josh. I was like, this is hard. Because I'm like, I started doing it. I get excited and I'm like, wait, hold on. I left this guy off. Mm-hmm. Oh, crap. This person's going to be left off WrestleMania. Oh, no. Now, I will say, one thing I forgot to text Josh about that I started realizing, supposedly, there might be a second WrestleMania. There's WrestleMania, and then there's another WrestleMania in Saudi. So there's some rumor out there. So maybe I didn't feel as bad after I remembered that. I know. But we're only going to do the coming WrestleMania 42, I believe. But Justin Toner, what is up, my brother? The Ruckus Wrestling Podcast. Great to see you. Maria, my friend, great to see you as well. She says she's very excited for this early WrestleMania predictions. Before we get into that, Josh, my brother, how are you?
Man, I'm doing good. And if I'm frozen already or frozen up, my Wi-Fi thing is already at like the lowest bar it could be. So I apologize for any of that. I might have to leave and come back soon. But doing good, man. Lazy Saturday, first week. I remember back when people use Facebook and like hurricanes happen. It's like I mark myself safe from the hurricane, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I marked myself safe from the first week of school. We made it. We were not late once. First day of car line, 90 minutes after school, I still didn't have my son. I was still in car line. The first day took 2 hours to get my son into my car. Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was day one. So I'm like, we're never going to school again. We're homeschooling. Well, that's changed. So but yeah, I'm excited to talk wrestling now. This is a very interesting. I thought about this one a couple of days, or like I think last week. I'm like, we got to do these because we're doing the fantasy football way too early draft projections, way too early 2026 rookie drafts. We're doing all this way too early stuff in fantasy because we're so bored because we're just waiting for the season to start. Preseason's fun and all, but if you're watching preseason for fantasy, get out of the business or stop doing it because you're not going to learn anything. But we're bored. We're ready for football and pro wrestling, Bobby. We're ready for Paris. Did you know Clutch is going to the Clash at the Paris? Clutch is going to the Clash.
No, I didn't. Look at that.
Yeah. But am I delayed? I'm already frozen.
Get to see the. No, it was delaying for me too, but I think we're okay. Maybe we'll let somebody respond in the comments and tell us. But you look good to me. But I will say, he'll get to see the crazy match we're all dying to see: Logan Paul versus John Cena. Oh my goodness, But
it's a lot better than what we're gonna get after.
Maybe, especially if John Cena could put in what he did with Cody Rhodes, if he could do that with Logan. But we'll see. What's up, Zach? Zach tuning in. Appreciate you joining us, watching No Holds Barred on FTSN. First off, big week of professional wrestling. Naomi, what's going on with her? There's a lot of rumors out there. We'll find out on Monday night. She will address the WWE universe. Sami Zayn now on SmackDown. There's a lot going on in wrestling.
Is he?
Yes, he has moved over to SmackDown. He confronted Solo Sikoa. Yeah, last night, man. He hugged it out with Jacob Fatu, and he started doing the whole shimmy.
Full disclosure, my card has been locked in before, and I didn't watch SmackDown. I didn't see zero highlights from SmackDown. I've been watching. I watched Cloudy with the Meatballs with a Side of Rain, or whatever that show was called. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Watched that with my son today. Watched number 2 today, and we were watching Super Mario Bros. 3 before. That's why we said, "Hey, do you mind going later?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. More time with Mario. Like, I'm good." So,
yeah, man.
But yeah, so I just want to make that preferences. My card, which is going to shock some people, I think, Bob, you've seen my card. I haven't seen your card. I think
no, and I felt bad when you sent me yours because I was like, oh crap. I was like, should I send mine or should I leave it for a surprise?
I always send it just in case you make something. I just want
to make sure. And that's the thing. If I wasn't watching the game, I would have made some graphics, but maybe I'll make graphics later because this is the thing that we're going to have fun with. When I looked at that, I was like, I really like doing this. This was a lot of fun. It was hard as hell, but it was a lot of fun. very quick too. So yeah, Sammy moved to SmackDown last night, confronted Solo Sikoa. We'll see what happens with Naomi. Hopefully she's doing well. We'll see what goes on with there. Supposedly TNA is up for sale. Maybe the former owner of UFC may purchase it. Supposedly WWE has an option to purchase TNA. That's interesting to see, and that's great because I've had my WrestleMania card locked in, and I have some surprises on there that might even shock you. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, maybe this could come to reality. But I digress. Anything from this week of wrestling, whether it's AEW or WWE, that's kind of drawn your attention at all?
No. I'm just gonna say no. Nothing's been interesting to me in the world of professional wrestling. The only thing, honestly, not gonna lie, for some reason I was looking at YouTube today to find out what happened on SmackDown, and I ran across. Don't make fun of me, crowd. I ran across Speedball Mike Bailey's YouTube vlog. I watched 20 minutes of my life. I want it back. I want my 20 minutes back. That's the only thing I can retain from this week of wrestling. Speedball Mike Bailey going, I'm going to wrestle John Moxley tonight, and he's going to whoop my ass. See you on the other side. Like, that was the entire video. So I don't know why I watched it, but I like seeing behind-the-scenes stuff so much.
Absolutely.
I'll even watch Mike Bailey.
What's up, Adrian? Adrian of the Rainy Day Podcast, also host of Too Raw for SmackDown Wrestling Podcast. Great to see you, brother. Thank you for joining us and tuning in. Hope you love what we got in store in regards to this way too early WrestleMania predictions. We're going to talk the cards, night 1 and night 2. We're going to talk about Royal Rumble winners, Elimination Chamber winner, and all of that. Will there be surprises? Will there be any kind of comebacks? Are there legends on these cards? There's going to be some of those things on there as well.
Can I say something, Bobby? Because
yes.
I felt like a piece of crap there. I will say one thing positive about wrestling this week that I saw. One thing positive. I love Becky. I love what she's doing. I like everything that she's doing right now.
Wow.
She's away from Lyra. I know. I saw her beat up whatever her name is. I'm sorry.
Nikki Bella? Was it Nikki Bella? No. Who was it? Sorry.
Whatever her name is. Exactly. It doesn't matter.
Sorry.
The girl that's with is out.
Oh, yes. Wait, oh my God, the blonde girl. Oh, I'm sorry. Maxine Dupree. Sorry, Maxine.
We don't know where this is going. Who's our next opponent? I'm actually kind of interested in that. And then if I want to bring up something else I'm interested in, of course, I'm really, really interested in what's going to happen with Naomi. Like, that's what, because we broke it down on Real Talk Wrestling. If you missed that, it was a really good episode on Finn's Talk Extra. It was just me and Clutch. We had a really good conversation about the state of the women's division. It's not as deep as we thought it was. Missing literally the 2 top heels in the business are now gone in WWE. If Naomi's out for an extended period of time, how are they going to fix this problem? There's only one way to fix this problem, Bobby. If you want to know how, go back and watch Real Talk Wrestling. We go and iron it out.
There you go on FTSN Extra. Don't miss it, man. Those guys, they put in the work and they're awesome. If you love No Holds Barred Wrestling, you got to love Real Talk Wrestling because Chris Koffler, Josh Kimmel, Clutch, those guys put in the stuff, man. I love what they do over there. I'll tell you what, I haven't seen it yet. I did see a clip of it. I know, Josh, you saw it. I do want to get your 2 cents. Karrion Kross, gone from the WWE. They didn't extend him. They didn't extend Scarlett. Supposedly they did offer Kross an extension, but without Scarlett. What were your thoughts on that situation? And just what were your thoughts on the interview itself?
Yeah, the interview was great. If you haven't watched it, it's worth the hour and 20 minutes or whatever it was. It was great. I like it off the top. He goes, Ariel, this is a work. And off the top, nope, this is me. I'm not the character. I'm Kevin. So it was pretty cool to see that. And it was cool to see because I have two thoughts of this. Like, who are you, Karrion, to hold WWE hostage and not sign this contract? You're a glorified jobber. You're on TV, but hey, if you want to be in the WWE so bad, like you said in the interview 8 to 10 times, in the interview, you wanted to do this. You don't want to go anywhere else. Sign the damn contract. It's kind of like a prove it deal, right? Chris Godwin, all these players that are coming off injuries or not performing in the NFL, they have to sign what they call prove it deals. Sign a prove it deal and prove your worth. You might say you've proven your worth already. What, 6 months of, since WrestleMania, I guess. So that's March, April, May, June, July. 4-5 months of this big pop. Sorry, brother. That's not even that's a cup of coffee in the industry. Do it for a little bit longer to earn these negotiation tactics. That's my thoughts on it. Great talent, want to see him there, but again, who are you to not? You're not Adam Copeland, right? They sent him a contract. He decided not to sign it. Who are you to decline this contract? I don't know. I'm going to go into a big rant about that. But if you say this is your dream, first off, you're killing your leverage with the other companies. And then if you say this is your dream, then sign the contract, brother. Prove it. Prove you're good. Prove your worth. Do what Chad Gable did. Do what everyone else did.
You know what? You took the words right out of my mouth. I'm a little surprised, honestly, because I thought I was going to piss you off. But I'm not even going to say any more to it. I love Karrion Kross. I love the potential of Karrion Kross. He hasn't hit it yet. You could have the IWC all behind your back, but they said a little bit for last night, Sami Zayn's segment. You heard some "We Want Kross," but you didn't hear that on Monday night. After all the hype and everything else online, you didn't hear that on Monday night, which was a little down, but also maybe a wake up call for Kross. And I love the potential of Karrion Kross, but again, I think I said it. I admitted it that his segments on the mic, he's A+. I think he's a killer character, but in the ring, it just didn't. I didn't see it. I haven't felt it. It didn't make me go, oh, and obviously it didn't make WWE and it didn't make the live audience. IWC could be as loud as they want, but it don't mean nothing if you don't do it in the arena. So I'm with you. If it's really your dream, sign the deal and then show up and show out when you have that opportunity. Let me tell you what rubbed me the wrong way, because I did see some clips. One major thing that rubbed me the wrong way is when he said, if I knew I was not going to come back, if I knew that was my last match, I would have went all out. You knew damn well your contract was coming up. You knew damn well that you were making a lot of noise and you were doing this thing where Triple H didn't even know, Paul Levesque didn't even know that was a work. You came out after WrestleMania, made a big speech, and all the crowd, oh my God, it was amazing. It was amazing. You know that what's on the line here, and you just admitted that you didn't go all out, that you didn't put your A effort against Sami Zayn. That's why you're a free agent. That's why this is the second time you're not in the WWE. This is my problem. There's too many people that will, like John Cena just told the story about the reason why he was out there against Kurt Angle with ruthless aggression was because The Undertaker was sick. So they threw John Cena out there. And what did he do? He made the most of his situation. He made an all-out effort. Nobody knew who the hell he was. And what did he do? He made a moment that lasted a lifetime. What did he do after he almost got fired? Because that wasn't selling after a while. Fans got sick of him. Doctor of Thugonomics. The rest was history. Karrion Kross knew his time was up. He knew that could be possibly his last match. He goes, well, if I would have known, I would have made a full out effort. What? What did you just say? So he made his bed. He has to lay in it. I hope he comes back. And I hope when he comes back, he lives up to his expectations. I'm not hating on Karrion Kross. I love Karrion Kross and Scarlett. I love the characters. I love him on the mic. I think he's one of the best on the mic. But if just put that effort in the ring, brother. You just said I didn't do my full effort. I didn't know it was going to be my last thing. What? There's a reason why then you're on the bottom guard. I don't care what the IWC says. You have to do better than that. I hear you. That's what he wrote last night. I hear you. Good. I'm glad you heard that 5 minutes of I want Kross. Because guess what? We can't see you. That's it.
Here's my last thoughts on Kross, because we did go into it in depth on Real Talk Wrestling. I'll go a little bit with you. So I like him. I like his demeanor. I like him as I don't know him as a person, but I like the way he portrayed himself with the.
Seems like an awesome human being too. Down there, when you see his backstage.
Down to earth, yeah, and he wants to. He didn't say it's the end of his days wrestling. The fact that you're right, he had the contract, but he said that he only had 24 hours, and I love this by Ariel Helwani. I don't know if this was in any kind of clips because I watched the whole thing. He challenged him, kind of like, "Are you sure it was only 24 hours to give this contract a signature?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's what they gave me, 24-hour notice, or it's rescinded." And he's like, I've done negotiations my entire life, and I've heard of other negotiations, and no one's had a 24-hour limit ever. Why you? I don't know. That's just what they had. It's kind of fishy to think like he's the only one that has a 24-hour time limit. And Arrow's like, well, if you called him today, would you sign the offer today? Would you sign the offer today if it was still there? He goes, I can't now. It's rescinded. So that just tells me you just don't want to sign the deal. That tells me you think you can, which good on you. We always tell people bet on themselves. We
Absolutely.
are betting on ourselves, right? We're doing the show, doing this network, doing the Finstock Sports Network, doing fantasy. We're betting on ourselves, right? We're doing our own thing. We're not trying to go work for Fantasy Pros or whatever Dolphins networks there are. We're doing our own thing. He can do his own thing too. I think that's what he's trying to do, and go for it, brother. If you can go be the Matt Cardona, if you can go do this, go do that, and come back bigger and better, then do it. If you can do what Drew McIntyre did as well, then do it. But don't fabricate stories. If it wasn't 24 hours, but we don't know. We don't know. But if it wasn't, why lie about it? And if you wanted to be there so bad, like you said, then be there. Because guess what? We want you there. And if you want to give the fans what you want, because at the very beginning of that interview, Ariel said, we give the fans what they want. And he goes, so do I, or as you should, or something in that manner. If you want to be there so bad and you want to give us what we want, then show up to work, sign the contract. Have you called Paul? Have you texted Paul Levesque? He said no. He has not. He said that in the interview. He has not. Because they appointed him a... And did you hear his excuse of why he didn't sign?
No.
It makes sense.
Was it because... Well, what I heard was that he didn't sign because they didn't offer his wife the contract.
Because he wanted to know why they got these numbers. Like, so whenever
Okay.
at my real job, when I get a performance review, I have a scale of like 1 to 10 on this or 1 to 10 on this. That determines my raise each year. He's like, I just asked for that metric. What are the metrics? Why is this my number? And they wouldn't provide that to him. Understandable. It's a very big company. You should have these metrics. I would think they do. And if you can't provide that to your employee, that's a problem. If my employer just didn't provide me with my information of why I only got a percentage of raise that I thought I deserved more or less or whatever it may be, they would give me that stuff. They would give me the email. They would give me the report. They didn't do that for him. That's why he's so upset or so, I don't know what he is. I don't know. That's it. That's it. That's the reason. They didn't give him the metrics.
Yeah. See, I didn't see any of that. And to me, it's just excuses. And it's all, but also maybe it's just, when I hear that, and I hate to say that because first of all, I like what I see on the mic. I like what I see behind the scenes, how he treats people. Him and Scarlett, they're very passionate about wrestling. They're very passionate about their characters and passionate about growing. But when I hear stuff like that, I hear someone trying to jump up support. I only had 24 hours. Ariel Halini, I'm going to butcher that name. Forgive me. This guy's been doing this for a while. He's not stupid. He's interviewed and worked with a lot of people. He knows a lot of behind the scenes stuff. When he goes to you and he goes, why would they do that to you? Like, why would they say you have 24 hours? I don't know why that's what they did, but I have, nobody's ever gotten that before. Why would you get that? That's what they did to me. Well, would you accept it right now? They go, it's rescinded. To me, that's someone trying to, I hate to say that because I don't want to put that, but it sounds like bullshit, BS to me. That sounds like someone trying to get the IWC to do something like they did for R-Truth, where they were literally made it impossible for WWE to say, we got to ignore this. No, I'm sorry, but when R-Truth let the people do the talking. He let his coworkers do the talking. You had Rhea Ripley wearing his t-shirt. You had people like, oh my God, this is horrible, blah, 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 blah. No one's doing that for Karrion Kross right now. So why not? And again, as Justin says, his last 2 matches with Sami were not great. And that's Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, it can put on the best work he can if you do the effort. And then he says, you have to back it up in the ring, 100%. And when you self-admittedly say, well, I didn't know. If I knew, I would have went all out. What the hell are you talking about? You should have went all out. You knew what it was. You knew what was on the line. You didn't want it enough. You want to be that internet superstar. You want to be that Cody Rhodes who leaves and bets on himself, comes out bigger and better, or Naomi, or Matt Cardona, because Matt Cardona could do that. He made a name for himself outside of this business, outside of the WWE. But right now, you're not that, bro. And that sucks because I am someone like, Adrian says, no one even thought about him before the Mania promo. No, that's when everybody started going, man, why is he not on Mania? Oh, man, boo-hoo, because he made a badass promo. Well, you could be more badass in the ring. You don't have to be Will Ospreay. You don't have to do the flips and everything. You don't have to be John Cena, over-animated, all that. But you could put a little more effort. You could do, to me, you don't have to be great like Ospreay in the ring. You don't have to be technical like this guy or that guy. But there's a way to make yourself sell in the ring, make yourself look good. He doesn't do it. There's something about it where I'm like, damn, dude, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a sucky situation, but he put himself in this. It's not a WWE thing. It's a Killer Cross thing. It's a Kevin thing, if that's his name. That's who it is. Anyway, we want Cross. Don't know what Bobby's talking about. I love to see Karrion Cross back, but I'm not going to just do it just because boo-hoo. You know, he has to put in the work. He didn't put in the work. Is what it is. Is what it is. Love to see Cross back, but if he's willing to do the work, he didn't. I don't know, GSG. You know, I'm going to watch his interview, and I haven't seen his documentary. I will, but I think he's working himself. It's not a work with WWE. I think he's working himself. That's how I feel. Now, we go to our WrestleMania way too early preview predictions. You want to explain what exactly we're doing here, Josh?
So we are doing a full card, WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania Night 2, and what we think, where we're at now in August, all the way up until WrestleMania, where do we think these storylines are going to go, and what we think are going to be the matches. We're going to book all 12 matches. I was looking at, because I told you, if you were watching up front, I got this idea because in fantasy football, we are always bored, and we do the way too early top 10 quarterbacks in 2027. Like we're just idiots in the fantasy industry. So, because none of it ever comes true. None of it ever comes true. So same thing with wrestling. So I started looking at Bleacher Report and CBS, and they were doing their way too early WrestleManias, and they had The Rock, and I'm like, yeah, Rock, I'm laughing, right? Because that's not going to happen. So I'm like, we can do that. I bet you ours would be more accurate and probably better than what Triple H is booking lately, brother. Maybe we're not going to have all these triple threat matches and fatal 4-way matches and gauntlet 6-man matches and 8. Maybe we're just going to have a regular card for once. It's not going to be. It was very difficult because WrestleMania, who's going to be the celebrity? You have to make it like a guess, and then I think I made a pretty good one, and you got to go, okay, well, champions, if all the champions that are now are not going to stay the same, so who's going to take these titles off of these people? And then lead into who's going to win the Rumble, who's going to win the Chamber. All this was super hard. It took me a full week to finally finalize my card. So you're going to hear it all. And I know Bobby has his own. I sent him mine, so he gets a sneak peek. He probably cheated off mine, not lying.
You didn't see mine, but you just talked a lot on mine already, so I'm cool with it.
I didn't talk shit about yours, really.
Well, that's my thing. You don't even know yet, but you did. Trust me, you just did.
You're following the Triple H path. Everything's a multi-man match. Everything's oh my gosh, man, it's overdone. Or like
I had to double check because I was just seeing. Does he have a tag match or anything?
I didn't want to put one. I didn't want to put any of these tag matches, but I did. So some of my matches are going to be boring because let's face it, some matches are just boring, and some matches are going to be high profile. So I don't know how did you look at this card? Were you more of like I think they're going to book this way, or this is what I want because I'm a mark? Which one?
No, there was some of it. There was some of it where I said I think this is where they're going to go, and there was some of it where going I think this is where this is what I would like to see. And I think I did it enough where it's believable, where like this could actually happen. I will tell you, this was harder than I thought it was. Again, I will say it was a lot harder than I thought it was because, thinking first off of storylines, where to plug in who, why would this make sense? Would this not make sense? Damn, who did I leave off? Should I really leave this person off? And I'm just, let me make sure now that I say that one person. There's a few of them now, because there is a person that you have on that I had off. There, like Rey Mysterio. He's not on yours. He's not on mine. That's full disclosure, right? He's not on our WrestleManias. There was a part of me that I thought like Rey Mysterio, and then I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't see it. I know he's coming towards the end of his career. But I don't think it will be at WrestleMania. I think he'll probably retire before then, and might be against his son and whatever, but he's off, so I don't want to say, I'm not going to say too much because, but there was like, man, it was just it was a lot harder. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, let's just roll this out, man. How do you want to do this? Do you want to go like, okay, let's do night one. You do your first match on night one, then I'll say my first match, and then kind of go like that. Do you want to say winners?
I'm not going to say winners.
Okay.
Do you
I
want to
like
say
that.
winners?
I don't mind. We don't have to. I wouldn't mind not doing that right now. I think just saying, booking it and saying why we're doing it. How did this get to, or whatever the hell, we could do
Mhm.
that. But yeah, if you want to start off night one at match one, let's ride it,
Ooh,
brother. What do you
match
got?
one. I see. I didn't order it, and see the list I sent you weren't the number, the
See, I
actual
did.
order.
I thought about it. I thought like that. I was like, okay.
Okay,
Now, first off, I will say, you have, how many matches do you have per? Do you have six
six,
matches on?
six, 6 and 6.
Okay, so for me, I went back to the last year. You provided us 7, so I said I'm going to do seven each. So I got one more than you, which is fine. And which actually probably gave me a little more freedom. It was probably harder if I would have stayed at 6. I would have probably ripped my hair out. But so okay, well then yeah, well let's do it like that though. So take a look at your card. What's going to be your first match? What would be your first match night one?
Okay, easy. This is my brutality. Unfortunately, she'd have to open the show. Unfortunately, because someone much bigger has to close night one. But I'm gonna say Rhea Ripley, my Royal Rumble winner this year, coming into WrestleMania. That's right. We had to name the winners of these to actually make it make sense. She is going to go one-on-one with the WWE Women's Champion off of SmackDown. That's right. Rhea's also moving to SmackDown. Bianca Belair. This is a match we did not get last year because we had Io Sky in the mix, which was great. It was awesome. We have an issue right now with Tiffy being the champion. She's not going to be the champion from WrestleMania to WrestleMania. That's not going to happen. She's going to lose it at some point. I don't know what's going on with Bianca right now currently, but I could easily see her taking this title from Tiffy at some point or somebody, and Rhea winning the Rumble and choosing Bianca, which is what she wanted last year, which is what they wanted last year until Io got in the way. So this is just a run back from last year, and we get Rhea and Bianca, Rhea as the challenger. I think this is money, pure money, and it's gonna. I wanted to be bold. Like I said, did not order these anyway, but I wanted to be bold and say that's gonna close the show because the damn worse it could, but too bad we have Crybaby on the show too. Spoiler: Crybaby's on night one.
So I want to see if anybody knows who Crybaby is first. I would love the comments that say who's the Crybaby. Of course, we did see that on SummerSlam, at the end of SummerSlam. I was like, oh god, here we go. Oh, there's the waterworks. But anyway, so I'm going to start off with a banger at the start of night one, and we saw a banger TLC match at SummerSlam. We're going to see another one to start off WrestleMania night one. This is for me, guys. The Usos are going to reunite. Judgment Day. That's Finn and JD. The New Day. The Vision. That's Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. The Lucha Bros. And then the final team will make their return. They are a team that made the TLC match famous. The Hardy Boys for the World Tag Team Championships. That's my start. That's my banger. That's where I'm starting this off. I think that would be an epic match. I think all these teams are going to have an epic match. We're not picking winners, but yeah, Lucha Bros are going to unite. Hardy Boys, New Day, Usos, Judgment Day, The Vision starts off night one, WrestleMania. Tell me why you hate that.
I don't hate it. It's just I can see it. I'm not going to make fun of your Bobby. I'm sorry. So I read reading Justin's comment. I'm not going to make fun of your card at all because I love it. Because I love doing these kind of things. There's no wrong answers. It could happen. That could truly happen. The Hardys here in TNA. But I feel like you went into WWE 2K and you're like, all right, universe mode. I'm just going to have the most fun card of all time. And this is it. That's how you start off WrestleMania. So I'm into it. I don't hate it at all. I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm into it.
They did at SummerSlam. They did a bunch of random teams. Why don't you put the Hall of Fame teams in there? Let's go. The Usos, the Hardys, New Day.
Yeah,
come on,
let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's ride.
All right, so I have the Usos actually reuniting as well.
There you go.
But in a very smaller capacity, and there's no title on the line. This is just a pure grudge match. It just makes sense. I don't know if it truly makes sense, but maybe it will down the line. But the Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, I think this would be a perfect matchup. They're involved with the the ex-bloodline, Paulie, right, the wise man. They might have some kind of bad blood. They might have some kind of issues. And what's Braun Breaker truly going to do at WrestleMania? go for the IC title again. What's he truly going to do? So something significant could be taking out the Usos, making them look stronger than ever. Oh, you're the greatest tag team of all time. Well, I'm Braun freaking Breaker, and this is Bronson Reed, and we just took your asses out. I think that'd be a good momentum for Braun Breaker because at this point, what else could he do besides the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship? And he's not ready for it yet because we have other people up there.
So I want to say, so that was a tough part right there was, you know, you would think, okay, Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. I think it's a little too early for that. You know, when they did Evolution, Batista was on Evolution with Triple H for about like 2 years before he turned on Triple H and they wrestled. I think that's kind of where it could be, maybe. But yeah, I think it's a little too early to put Braun Breaker in that spot. You know, I think he's getting there. I love Braun Breaker. I just don't think he's ready yet. So I'm sorry. So your second match is the Usos versus the Vision.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. So for me, I think a match that many think probably could have happened at last WrestleMania. It's for the WWE Championship, the women's match, women's WWE Championship. I'm with you. I don't think Stratton's going to hold it for that long. I think towards the end, I think Bianca Belair could be the winner there. And the natural opponent for her in that is Jade Cargill. So I have Jade and Bianca there. But this is where you said at the beginning, and I'm going to roll with this. This is be a triple threat. I'm putting Naomi in this. She earned it, especially now. If she's out for a little while, she's going to be involved in this match. So I have the Women's WWE Championship, triple threat, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Naomi. This wraps up the story.
Okay, so I don't mind that. Full disclosure, anyone that is injured now currently or is rumored to be injured or out for an extended period of time, Naomi, they're not on my card. So Naomi, Liv Morgan, there's someone else that's injured right now currently that I've left off my card as well, but is a main player in the WWE. I can't think of who it is. Gable, Liv, Naomi I took off, but there's someone else. So I could easily see Liv on this card, but I'm not sure her status. Naomi, not sure of her status, so I didn't know what to do with her. So I was just being Owens is with Owens. Don't know his status. Left him off the card. My third match. This is this hasn't happened yet, but I do think AJ Styles will win the Intercontinental title at some point. Why not? Why not? I don't think Dom should hold this title much longer. I like him as a champion. I think it's fine. He's not doing much with it except for just carrying it backstage. Yes, he's the most over he's ever been. I'm excited. I'm actually going to watch the AAA show tomorrow. I was on YouTube today and I saw the advertisement for it. So I'm actually going to watch that. Dom's going to be on the show. But I think he's eventually going to drop at the AJ Styles. And I think Styles versus LA Knight, is something LA Knight needs. I was watching Raw and LA Knight and CM Punk had their confrontation. And that's when I decided I like LA Knight, but CM Punk's right. There's levels to this kid, and he's just not ready. He's not. He did not fit in with CM Punk. He was not even on the same level. That's just my thoughts on it. That's just how I felt watching LA Knight. So put him back in the mid card for a little bit. Have him a good feud with AJ Styles. Turn him heel. He was heel, guys. And then we fans, we got him over as a babyface, but he's a natural heel. Have a heel LA Knight versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. Why not? Dom doesn't need it. Give it to something like this. Give LA Knight that momentum again as a heel. How do you feel about that, Bobby?
So, you know, it's funny because it seems like you and I are kind of on the same wavelength, but we're not at the same time because you'll see in a second. But I will say this. My next one is a guy you brought up because he's injured, but he hopefully should be back by that time. That's what it's looking like. Liv Morgan is another one who could be back. There was reported she'll be back in 26, and we know WrestleMania, I think, is in April. But my next one is a match, again, that should have happened last year, but it didn't. And that's Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. I think we'll get to see that match, and that's the next one I have on there. And I'll just follow up with match 4. And I think those two have been a great match. That's another one where I was like, man, what the hell am I going to do with Randy Orton? You know, I was trying to think and place in. I'm not going to put Cody versus Randy. I think I'm with you. I'm kind of past that point. But I think Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, I think that's a natural fit. Now, AJ Styles. AJ Styles says he could possibly retire by WrestleMania 42. So then I started thinking, where can we go with AJ Styles that would make it make sense? Maybe like kind of like make it worth it. First of all, I love the match between Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles. I love what they did together, and damn it, I'm all for seeing it again. But why would they go at it again? I think this is how I have it playing out. I'm going to say where this story goes here, okay? Dominic Mysterio sometime before WrestleMania is going to win the TNA Championship. He's going to win the TNA World Championship. And AJ Styles, before he retires, has to save TNA. And that's when he goes to WrestleMania. He'll face Dominic Mysterio for the TNA World title, night 1 of WrestleMania. That's what I have for AJ Styles. TNA title on the line at WrestleMania. We saw Joe Hendry. Now we're going to see AJ Styles, and he retire. I guess spoiler. I will say that one. He'll win it and then retire as a TNA champion. TNA title goes back to TNA.
Okay, yeah, that'd be really interesting. I'm into it because I like to see these Forbidden Door cross-branded.
And I think that's my thing too. I think WWE is kind of going now. They already got AAA. Now there's rumor that they already got that partnership with TNA, but there's a rumor that WWE may purchase TNA.
Mm-hmm.
The former UFC owners thinking about purchasing TNA. They got a big TV deal coming up, possibly. TNA could be right on the doorstep of exploding, and this could be a big thing where that's a huge crossover where I could actually see happening. I think Dominic is going to have a monster year this coming year. And I feel like, we can't put the world title on him. Well, you got AAA, you got TNA. What if he becomes the Sasha Banks of WWE, where he has all the titles? I think he still has the IC title at this point, but this will be for the TNA title.
All right, good stuff. All right, so this next match, no one's talking about, and it should happen. This guy is injured, but it's a nose injury, so I put him on the card because I think he will be back. Gunther, right? The best wrestler in the world, but we're not going to see the Gunther of old. We're going to see a new babyface Gunther. I think we're going to see Gunther versus Logan Paul. I think this is going to be an outstanding state of affairs, a great promo battle. Gunther that's the beautiful thing about Gunther and turning babyface. He doesn't have to change his promos. He can cut down Logan Paul. You're just this, you're just that, you're just an influencer. What is an influencer? I'm a pro wrestler, and the fans will be behind Gunther because everything he says as a heel, he can say to Logan Paul as a babyface. And I think this is an interesting matchup. Gunther's one of your top stars. We obviously know they love Logan Paul. We all love watching Logan Paul. It's a very hard-hitting person versus obviously an athletic Logan Paul. I think this could work. The cocky influencer versus a pro wrestler. Listen, spoiler, Brock's not on my freaking card. Sorry. I'm not sorry. He's not on my card. So I know you're going to put Gunther and Brock on there. I know DSG already put it. I'm not doing it. I'm doing Gunther, Logan. I'd much rather see that match. That match is way more fun, way more appealing than anything.
I don't know about that. I will say the match right after the one I'm about to say is Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. I mean, hard hitting. I absolutely, I think that's the dream match on here. I'm rolling with that. I will say that's my match before the main event. But the match before that, I'll just skip that one. It is what it is. But the match before that, I'm going to go with the Women's United States Championship. I'm going to go with Julia defending the United States title against the GOAT, Charlotte Flair. I think Charlotte goes for this belt. She has never won it. I think it will look good on her. I'm rolling with Charlotte Flair versus Julia for the United States Championship.
I don't mind that. Cool. I Charlotte in a different role. I begrudgingly put her on this freaking card.
That's right. DSG, I know.
Oh yeah. They're really not going to sell tickets to WrestleMania.
No, he saves TNA and he retires, but the title he goes back to TNA vacant, and they can do whatever the hell they want with it at that point. But great to see you, Ripshot. Thank you for tuning in, brother.
I can't believe
really like that one.
The WWE's not going to sell 50 extra tickets because it's Brock Lesnar is off the card. Like, get out of here, brother. Logan Paul sells way more tickets than Brock Lesnar ever would. Period. People are gonna clip that and hate it. All right, my next matchup. I have two more. They're both championship matches. So obviously the main event is gonna be Cody, of course. But yeah, he's gonna main event night one. But we have the the WWE Intercontinental Championship for the women's side. This is going to play on forever. Right now, Bayley's going through this character change. She's doing self reflections. Right, she had this little documentary style promo on Raw. Who am I? I'm losing it. Yada yada yada. Becky versus Bayley for the Intercontinental Championship. That's the match we see at WrestleMania. I think it plays out till that long, and I think Bayley wins it. And I think that's where we get this Bayley. I think we might get a double turn. So that's it. Simple as that. Bayley, Becky, save it for Mania. It could do it earlier, but I think this is a match.
I really like that. And I'm just be honest. That's on night 2 for me. Becky versus Bayley, Intercontinental title. So I have that match, but that's night 2. And again, I already said Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. I have that. The main event for night 1 for me is the World's Championship, and I know he just went to SmackDown, but there's a story here, okay? And Sami Zayn's going to win the Royal Rumble. It's in Saudi Arabia. Makes too much sense. He's the hometown boy. It's going to be a moment. I just feel, and he keeps saying, like, he's brought this up. It's like destined to face Seth Rollins. So I have it, Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins for the World Championship on night 1 of WrestleMania.
We went similar, but not similar at all. Okay. I think Sami Zayn wins the Elimination Chamber. I think he is so desperate to be the world champion, or wants to be a world champion, that he's going to have to do the same thing everyone else does. Oh, I didn't win the Rumble. Well, what's next? I got to That's Sami Zayn, the ultimate underdog. Sami Zayn is winning the Elimination Chamber and is the only person left that he has to wrestle. And he doesn't want to do it because he loves this man so much as Cody Rhodes. And I think we see more of a ruthless Sami Zayn. Maybe he gets some edge to him where he's like, you took out my best friend. I watched you do it. You threw him through a ladder and snapped his neck. I'm coming to take your title, Cody Rhodes, whether you like it or not. And we get some edgier version of Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes. And that's the story. Will Sami cheat? Will Sami do this? Will Sami do that? Will Sami do the wrong thing? Or will he be, I can see that story going into night 1 of WrestleMania, Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE World Championship.
There you go. I love it. So we're on the same. See, again, we're on the same kind of thing. But Ribshot, do you not continuing with my prediction, or my of TNA championship on the line? Dominic Mysterio as the champion, winning it and then defending against AJ to save TNA, save the TNA title from under the grass for Dominic. Wins it, and then he retires and TNA has their title back, and they could go for. Do you not think that diminishes the TNA title if he wins and just gives it back? No, because he is TNA. He's the legend of TNA. I think that it would be a nostalgic thing. I think fans will go crazy, especially if TNA now is bigger and better. I think that would be huge if the face of TNA of the past wins it, retires with the belt that he made famous, and then gives it back and lets somebody else pulls it out. I don't see it as a diminish. I'd love to get your opinion though, Ripshot. If you could throw in the comments, brother, what you think. Do you not like that? How would you like to see that kind of play out? We have a new, shout out to you, Danny Huckins, PW. Thank you for just tuning in, man. We haven't seen you before. Appreciate you watching. This is a Josh question. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Josh, on WWE having PLEs on the same night as AEW pay-per-views? They did it all weekend. They're doing it again for AEW All Out. And yes, there is a report that WWE wants the John Cena's final match to be the same night as World's End. What's your thoughts on that, man?
I think it's competition, and at the same time, I think it's BS to wrestling fans because I want to watch both shows. And you know what, Danny, I will say this: me as a person, I will, because AEW, you have to buy the pay-per-views. I will watch the pay-per-views live for AEW, and I'll watch WWE secondary. It's an S thing they're doing. Triple H and TKO and all them. I'm not even going to say Triple H. I'm just going to say TKO. We don't know if Triple H is doing this. We all think that he's a boss of the company. He's just a creative control person. Mm-hmm. He's just the writer. He's the booker. It's business, man. Like when WCW went head-to-head with Raw, it made everything better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if AEW wants to get better, and they should get better by going, oh crap, we better up our shows. Whenever you run an AEW show on Dynamite and you say, and MJF says, I'm gonna win this match, I'm gonna beat Mark Briscoe, and then I'm gonna earn a title shot against you, Hangman. And the very next week go, oh sorry, that stipulation I gave you about beating Mark Briscoe, now you got to use your contract. Just be more fluid with your freaking stories, AEW. So Danny, if you're a sicko like I am, I love AEW, even though I'm wearing the enemy shirt. Watch the pay-per-views anyway, and then go back and watch WWE later because they're always available on the network or Peacock or whatever. That's how I feel as a fan. As a business, they're smart.
And Triple Mania, right? Is that what's going on tonight? Triple Mania, is that what it's called? So that's going to be big. American Made in the comments. So he's just reminding Lucha Libre tonight. And Sami Zayn to keep that hipster around and make coffee backstage and then let him wrestle for the LOLs. I think he's talking about Sami Zayn. So, but I just don't hate I just don't hate the idea apart from the bit where he gives it back. It just makes a belt mean less. Let him. Okay, well that's okay. So yeah, if AJ, because I know AJ said he may retire after WrestleMania 42, so that's where I was like, okay, then he could win it and then. But I love it. If let's say he goes back and he has like one more match or one more little run in AEW, maybe a month before the next PLE for them pay-per-view, then he could drop it to the next guy. I'm down with that web shot. I love it. So it's all good, my brother. Okay, we move on to night 2 of WrestleMania. And I'll start this one off. I'll start it off with the United States Championship on the line. This will be a fatal 4-way. This will have, of course, Jacob Fatu, Damian Priest, Logan Paul, LA Knight. Fatal 4-way for the United States Championship.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say who wins, but that's where I'm rolling with it.
Yep, it makes sense. I mean,
it'll be a fun match. I think that would be a fun match to have.
The way they're booking multi-man matches are the way they're pushing, so I can definitely see that. They got to get everybody on the card. Danny wants to say, I'm a fan of AEW, but I feel like they lack story in all cases they do. AEW's pay-per-views blow WWE out of the water. Yes and no. I can agree with you on the wrestling, yes, but I can agree with you on the storytelling, no. It's literally no competition, but it's the Dynamites and Collisions that suffer big time. The pay-per-views are bangers. If you just want to see wrestling, like wrestling, the new age stuff where it's fast-paced and entertaining, yes, their pay-per-views are worth every single penny. Are they too long? Yes. Yes, they are. To me, I don't want that many matches. Give me 6-7 matches. I've said that since day one. That's why I like WWE pay-per-views, because there's 5 to 6 matches, done and done. We're out of town. AEW suffers because their weekly television shows don't make sense. It's like you're watching an episode of Seinfeld every week. Every week the story changes. It's impossible to keep up in AEW, but their matches are significantly more entertaining, I would say. Entertaining, as in moves and all that, action-packed. So my night 2 card is a little bit weaker, and I did that because I think I front-loaded WrestleMania night 1, because I think Saturday should be the attraction. People do Saturday stuff. Saturdays are the way to go. Everyone parties Saturday. Sunday, you're getting ready for work. That's the way I always thought of it. So I'm going to kick off the night with a banger, I think, just a grudge match. Maybe there could be a title. Maybe Jacob Fatu wins the U.S. title. I'm not sure. But Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. I think that would blow everything out of the water. I think the feud leading up to that would be amazing. Jacob Fatu doing crazy things to Drew McIntyre, then Drew McIntyre retaliating. I think this is set up for an amazing feud that we haven't seen yet. Drew and Fatu, how say you?
Damn, dude. That's interesting. I think that would be a fun match to have, because Fatu's big, powerful, but he's also athletic, and the things he could do would be a lot of fun. I get that. Let me just say too, first of all, again, there are some guys that are left out these cards here. It's my card, especially when I heard that it's Fatu. Okay. Fatu, whatever. He said Fatu. Jacob Fatu. Damn, Josh. I didn't hear that part. That's rude. No, but there's supposedly going to be another WrestleMania. Like, there was a Royal Rumble, the greatest Royal Rumble they did at Saudi. I think there's a rumor that Saudi wants a WrestleMania, and they want The Rock. So That's just, I'm gonna throw it out there. So when I thought about this, and I'm like, man, I can't believe I left this guy off, because there's a guy that I love, that I'm a huge fan of, and I realize, I'm like, I don't have him on the card. And I say, that's okay. I felt better about it, because I'm like, there's another WrestleMania. He'll be on that WrestleMania. And that's my boy Solo. I was gonna spoil it right there. That's my boy Solo. The next match I have on here, this is another interpromotional title match. This is a match that was a lot of fun. It was a fun match to watch, and they're going to run it back. El Grande Americano versus El Hijo Vikingo for the AAA Championship. That's my next match on the card. That's what I think. El Grande Americano going for that title at WrestleMania, and they run it back. What say you on that one?
You know, you have a lot of interpromotional matches, and I like it. I hope that's the direction they're going with all these partnerships. That's a lot for WWE.
Yeah, it is. No, it is. Right,
a lot for WWE.
It's WrestleMania.
So one of the biggest complaints in AEW, in my opinion, is Fatu. I will say it again. I'll say it for the rest of my life. DSG. Fatu. I do think
Jacob Fatu. I'll say
the problem with AEW is there's too many titles, and they added like Mercedes has this title, that title. This person's walking out with the ROH title. There's too much going on. I don't want WWE to go down the road of like this. There's a AAA title. There's this title. If there's too much titles on one television show or PLE or pay-per-view, if everyone's a champion, no one's a champion. So I don't want to see.
Okay, but you see, here's the thing. AEW does that every pay-per-view. Every pay-per-view, there's 1,000 titles on the line. This is WrestleMania. WWE doesn't do that every show. This is WrestleMania, though. And that's where I was like, WrestleMania has to be a big deal again. And they have to treat it like a big deal. And when WWE actually has legitimate partnerships with UFC, AAA, TNA, how do you make these partnerships grow? How do you make them look better? How do you make them more viable? Put them on your biggest show. Make them important. And this is where I think they could do this. So I understand. I'm with you. That's what I don't like about boxing now. There's too many damn titles. There's the IWC and this title and this, whatever. I think that's a problem with AEW. But I think on WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year, I think you could afford having a couple more titles on the card, especially in a promotional, because then you're going to make them that big a deal. But I'm not saying, hey, let's have a Fatal 4, a AAA title on the line, TNA, Undisputed, or the WWE, and then the world title. Let's not do that. And then guy has all titles. But yeah, I think it would. I think AAA title on WrestleMania is cool. Did AEW write Dustin off?
Hold on, brother.
Josh,
DSG, it's the first week of school, right? In Pokemon Go, there's a huge Team Rocket Go event. I ain't got time for that. I got to play that. Again, first week of school, jam-packed. I don't have time to watch AEW, DSG. Ain't nobody got time for nonsense television. So don't ask me these silly questions, DSG. No more questions from you. You're benched. My next match, did I say my next match? I did not. I'm just going to throw this out here, be really quick, because it's mandatory. Like, I don't know if this is a thing everywhere, but in Tampa Bay at 6 p.m., it's mandatory Metallica. Our rock station plays Metallica from 6 to 7. Mandatory Metallica. It's mandatory. Charlotte Flair has to be on the show somehow, unfortunately. So, F it. Charlotte and
Unfortunately? Unfortunately?
Charlotte and Alexa, they're still going to be tagging. Put them against Nikki and Tiffy. I don't care. Move on. Don't care. I do not care.
I like my Charlotte Flair better. My Charlotte Flair match better.
Charlotte, I don't care. Just get her on the show. Everyone fake clap for her. They'll have the cameras
fake clap
for WWE Real. Welcome back. Welcome back. Did you watch that yet? Sick. No. It's gross.
Whatever.
They told, hey girls, Charlotte's coming back. Everyone has to stay there and clap. Welcome back. You see the stone cold faces on their face. Welcome back. It's like they're in a cult. They have to do it. Bow down to the queen or you're punished.
Damn right. Don't disrespect Charlotte Flair like that ever again. Don't ever disrespect her again. She's the GOAT, bro.
The only one that looked happy legitimately was Alexa. So I believe they're a friendship. Go watch episode 3 of Unreal. Have you not seen those yet?
Have
you not seen them?
No, I haven't seen. I will. I promise. So that's your next one. So here's another match that I think could run it back. These are two. I know somebody might go, I'm sick of seeing this. If you're sick of watching these two go at it, I think you're just probably not a legitimate wrestling fan. Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. This is a one that there's no title attached to this. This is just pure one-on-one because they're damn good at it. I mean, when these two put a match, there's a story behind it because they've been doing it for a little while, but they tell a story in the ring, and it's a damn good story. And I legitimately love to watch it. I almost had Rhea in the world title match, but I was like, no, you know what? I think she can run it back with Io, and I think they'll put on a hell of a match on WrestleMania. I think Jade Cargill just had that for the first time. I forgot who. Forgive me, I forgot who she went against for no title at WrestleMania. It was the first time ever. But I think Naomi. It was her Naomi. I'm sorry. That went no title at WrestleMania. So we'll get it again, but this time Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. The World Championship, Women's World Championship's on the line in the next match, and I think we do get a returning Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan wins the belt. And she defends it against Stephanie Vaquer and the Royal Rumble winner, Lyra Valkyria. And we'll have a triple threat: Valkyria versus Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship.
See, we're on the same page. We're close. I just didn't book Liv on my card because I would love to book Liv's the best women's wrestler in the world. But I would love to have her on this card, but I did not. So I have a heel turn. I have a lot of turns on my card. I think a lot of things are going to change because we need change. And I said this last week, or 2 weeks ago. Lyra Valkyria is turning heel. She has to. I hope so. Maybe she's not. Maybe I'm just dreaming of this. She wins the chamber, and she faces Stephanie Vaquer. And it's just a one-on-one match. And I think, because every year I feel like they need this is the new up-and-comer. Lyra cannot face Becky for the championship. They did that for a reason. They're building Lyra up for a reason. They're going to elevate her.
Oh, she deserves it, dude. I
think she does. And I think she deserves a spot. It's not going to be the main event. It's just going to be a world heavyweight championship match against Stephanie Vaquer. This is going to highlight the future of the company, the women's division. So I love this matchup right here. It might not happen, right? It might not. But I do believe one of these two women are going to be in a championship match at WrestleMania.
I love it, man. You and I are on the same page. Of course, I added Liv Morgan on it, so it's cool. And I think that would be a great match. And I'm with you. I think Valkyria is the future. She was always good in the ring. But let me just tell you, what she built off the Intercontinental feud with Becky and what she's been able to do on the mic, grow as a character. The future is bright for her, and her and Stephanie Vaquer is great. And I know people, what about Stephanie versus Rhea? We're going to see that, but I think we'll see that before WrestleMania. But Valkyria, Stephanie, Liv Morgan for the World Championship at WrestleMania Night 2 is the way I'm going. So I'm with you. I did already spoil my IC. I had the Women's IC Championship match. You had it Night 1. I have it Night 2. Bayley versus Becky Lynch. Becky's doing her best work right now. I love what Becky's doing. She's fun. She's you get sick of people, like, after a while, like, okay, I don't get sick of Becky. Becky's doing her best work right now. And I think it's so easy for her to be the villain. She was really cool in that whole the man thing for a little while, and it was fun. But after a while, I kind of got tired. It was like, okay, but now as the cocky, old school bad guy role, the heel, she's just perfect. And I'm intrigued to see what happens with Bayley. We'll see what's going on with Bayley. And I think it's kind of going up to this. I don't know if you're going to rush. I don't know if you just slow it down, but I would love to see a Bayley versus Becky at WrestleMania, 2 of the 4 horsewomen going at it and going there and rolling with that. The next match for me, you had Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu. McIntyre. What? Jacob Fatu. Stop it. You're messing me up now. See, I said it right. I say it right. But so this is where I was kind of like, holy crap, where is Drew going with this? What about Roman Reigns? Where's Roman in this? Because I knew what my main event was. And I'm like, wait a second. There's a story to this. Drew McIntyre had a goal. He had a mission. It's time to wrap that story up. So I have it Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, the main event before the main event. I got them facing each other. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. You make it a street fight, whatever the hell you want. Non-title, but those are that two before we get that main event. What do you think about Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre?
What do they say? The sail has sailed? What do they say?
The ship has sailed.
The ship has sailed. The ship has not sailed, but it's getting close. It's getting close. Drew has been wasting away for a little bit in this new coat. Here's the problem with Drew, man. You can't do this Cody feud and have Drew lose. If
That's
Drew
a problem.
wants,
I agree with you
such a
1000%.
massive problem to me. Drew had to be. So the reason why I have Cody as my champion going into the WrestleMania is I think he's going to retain, and I don't. And I think the only hurdle he had was Drew, and Cody's not going to win the title and then lose it the very next night or the very next PLE, the very next program. It's not going to happen.
Stupid.
So where does Drew go? I thought about Roman, but I have Roman tied up in other stories, bigger fish to fry.
Sure.
So when I thought about Drew, what to do, I'm like, well, what's the next best thing to do? Sounds like a fantastic. but I'll get to Roman soon. I like your idea. I would love that. We wanted that last year.
Yeah, but I will tell you, I think you're right on. That's why it was like, oh, he deserves a shot, he deserves a chance, he deserves a chance. This crappy thing is, do you really believe he's going to win it? That's the problem with WWE right now. I mean, is Seth Rollins going to lose the title anytime soon? Is Cody Rhodes going to lose the title anytime soon? That's a problem for me. I would be going crazy if Drew won. Not because I'm like, oh, Drew has to win the title, but just because let's make it where you go like, surprise, oh crap, they just pulled the rug out from under you. So yeah, I'm with you. I hate that it's going to be Drew versus Cody because Drew really is not going to win that match. And then where do you go from there? I got that. Yep. DSG says I'd trade Drew, LA Knight, and Sammy in an instant for Cross. You're crazy, DSG. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Anyway, crazy.
Right, so there's I have 1, 2, 3 matches left. The contestants I have left, like you might be thinking, where's Seth? Where's Roman? Where's Punk? Where's Dominic? I've been on the show weekly for the past year telling everybody Dominic's the top 5 wrestler in the company. Where is he at? Well, here's where Dom falls. And I think this is going to be the big celebrity match. And this is pure speculation. There is literally nothing that can tell you like, oh, Josh has rumors or there's this and that. This is just off the top of my head. We haven't seen him in a while. Dominic's doing the King of the Lucha situation, right? He's doing wearing the mask, doing this stuff. He's very cocky right now. He's very over with the fans. We haven't seen Bad Bunny in a long time. We know he can wrestle. We know he's dedicated. Not wrestle, but he can do moves. Why not have Dom and Bad Bunny have a fun match? The celebrity match. You got Dom, he's mega over. Got Bad Bunny, he's got his fan base that bring him over here. It's to me, it's a match made in heaven. Again, this is my mark moment. If you want to say Josh booked like a mark, this is the match you could say because I was at WrestleMania in Tampa when Bad Bunny debuted. I didn't know who Bad Bunny was. I still can't name you a song of Bad Bunny. I'm not the demographic. My friend who's Puerto Rican told me Bad Bunny's going to get the biggest pop of the night. I said, brother, Sasha Banks is going to be there. Brother, Bobby Lashley. Brother, Drew McIntyre. Let me tell you something, brother. In a half-filled Raymond James Stadium in the rain, the damn roof. You would have thought Tom Brady threw a 80-yard bomb to Mike Evans to win the Super Bowl when Bad Bunny came out, brother. People love this guy, and I actually love this guy now too. So bring him back, man. It's been a while since we had Bad Bunny on this TV show.
I don't hate it. I don't hate Bad Bunny as a celebrity because he takes it seriously. I could see Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny. I think that would be a cool match to see. And Bad Bunny is legit. I mean, and I want to see WWE back. I want to see WWE back in Puerto Rico. That was a fun PLE. That was an epic PLE. The crowd was unbelievable there. So I brought up Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. So my main event. So night one main event was Sami Zayn, who won the Rumble going against Seth Rollins. This is your Elimination Chamber winner. And he didn't do it last time. He was an inch of doing it, and Seth Rollins screwed him. Well, that story's over now at this point. CM Punk. CM Punk wins the Elimination Chamber, gets the number 1 contender, and will face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania Night 2. This is another match that's kind of been teased here and there, a little bit of drips and drops and whatever. We finally get it here. That's my main event, Night 2. Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Championship against CM Punk, and CM Punk winning it and finally be able to hold that title to close out the night of night 2. That's where I'm at.
We're close. We're close. So I have 2 more matches left. I'll get this one out of the way. I don't know how you got. You must have just went off of 3 or 4 matches in a row. I didn't know what to do with Randy Orton. Didn't know what to do with Randy Orton. I don't think at this stage of his career he needs to turn heel ever again. I think he can finish his career as a babyface. People singing his songs. He's just not. When what's the stereotype for like the big dude? Like, oh yeah, he's a teddy bear. He's a cuddly. That's Randy Orton now. He's a 300-pound jacked cuddly bear. People want to sing his music. He wants to take pictures with fans. He wants to kiss babies. He wants to go. It's perfect. I think Damian Priest would take a tremendous step forward if he turned heel again and was taken serious. And what I mean by that is we like him. We're a Damian Priest podcast. We're a Damian Priest show. Him turning heel and just beating the holy out of Randy Orton and seeing this program, I think would elevate him up even further up the card. We love Damian Priest, but I want to see a change of attitude. Again, I think the roster, it needs an overhaul. And I think the cuddly bear, Damian Priest, scary bisexual vampire needs to turn into massive heel. I'm going to kill you, Damian Priest. I want to see that. So that's just another mark booking for me, I guess. But I didn't know what to do with Orton. In the main event, we all know what's going to happen. We all know. The main event from night 1 of last year is going to repeat, but this time there's going to be a title on the line. We're getting CM Punk, we're getting Seth Rollins, we're getting Roman Reigns, but this time it's going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship. How? It's wrestling, brother. They can tie the Rumble. They could both fall out. Whoops, right? There could be a situation where somebody gets screwed. Punk wins the Rumble. Roman gets his way. There's so many ways to work around this. It's wrestling. John Cena signed a contract on live television being knocked out stone cold. And it's official. Anything can happen. This is your money match. Last year we were saying, but it's for nothing. But this match is for nothing. Why are we having it? Now it's for something. That's what we're doing. We're having the triple threat match to win the night. I'm not going to tell you who wins. I already know who's going to win, but I'm not telling you because you already said it. It's his night.
That's right. I'm with you. Shout out to and first off, GHE. Yeah, I would like to see a single run from Montez Ford. But CGR Pro Sports. First off, thank you for tuning in. He says, I want our truth to be more serious and put a faction together with Street Profits and Carmelo Hayes. Let me tell you, man, if you go back and you watch Ron Killings over when he made his NWA TNA run and he won the title there, that was fun. He's a good heel. I would love to see. I thought we were going to get to see that, but it doesn't look like that's the case. And I know he probably loves doing what he's doing, and in WWE loves him in the locker room, and his friends love him. But I would love to see a heel R-Truth, heel Ron Killings, because I think that would be a fun thing to go through, especially maybe after WrestleMania, after like a WrestleMania, let that final run. I think he could, I was hoping we'd get that, but we didn't. It is what it is. But anyway, yeah, man. So. Yeah, and the reason why mine's went a little bit faster, even though I have more matches on both nights, is because when you said one, I said, oh, well, I have that one the next match. And then you talk trash on Brock Lesnar and Gunther, and I was like, well, that match I have already. So, that's why I felt like it. But I'll tell you what, I love it. I think both of us have kind of the same idea. There are some places where we went different directions, but we had the same flow. I'll tell you what, though, like if we could see another AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio, I'm going to be down with that. CM Punk winning to close out night 2 of WrestleMania, winning at WrestleMania to close it out. What a way to finish. And we know how much he wants it. We know how much. I mean, when he won at SummerSlam, it's kind of like, first off, made that title. We talked about how it made that title legitimate, but just his acting, his reaction, the tears, the emotion. That's what sold that win. That's when it was like, holy crap, this is awesome. This is really cool. And then just the despair when Seth Rollins' music's hit. Mm-hmm. Imagine night 2 of WrestleMania closing out with the fireworks and Seth Rollins and CM Punk is looking at that belt and you get what we should have got when John Cena won it. Instead of that heel Cena, you're getting the baby, Cena like doing like I didn't know I'd be able to hold this again. What you saw at SummerSlam, that was epic. But imagine if you see CM Punk holding the belt that he used to have and that he loved, and he's doing it. That's going to sell. That would be epic. So I just think that'd be the great way to go.
Lights go out.
Yeah.
And then we hear like some cowboy music. Then we see Adam Hangman Page come out.
Oh shit! You thought this interpromotional was done? Not yet, brother.
All of a sudden, the lights go out. Lights go out. Right? You get someone in the silhouette, like just pointing the gun. Right? Then you see one guy with the. Then we see the other guy. It's like it's the elite right here. You got Ace Steel coming from the crowd.
Oh man! Hey, but you know what? This might change. Guys might become available. Some guys could come back. And that's when you go, okay, when we're getting closer to WrestleMania, here comes our predictions again, But I'll tell you what, I think we both, I'm patting myself on the back. It is what it is. I think we both knocked it out of the park. I think this would be a WrestleMania night 1 and 2. That would be a lot of fun for all of us. DSG says, I guess I got him because I have Punk winning it all. I think you have Punk winning it all in a triple threat. And I have it winning it all at the night 2 against Cody Rhodes, and I think that I would rather see Cody versus CM Punk. And I think that would be a great match between the both of them. And Sami Zayn shocking the world and beating Seth Rollins, Haluva kick in the corner, 1, 2, 3. Epic way to finish up night 2 or night 1. Bayley's contract is up at Mania, I believe. She'll resign if she's going against
Bayley. No, her best. Imagine that tag team in AEW. Imagine that dynamic duo in AEW.
If she's pissed off that she's not really getting opportunities in WWE, wait till she goes to AEW. Wait until then.
Her and Mercedes going to run the whole show.
No.
Brother, just like they did in the pandemic era. Oh yeah.
Yeah, how was that?
It was awesome.
How was that? Yeah, no, I don't know.
More Mercedes and Bayley, please.
We'll see. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy that. For everyone who's tuning in, who's new to the show, first off, thank you for coming on. DSG, Maria, as always, Justin, we appreciate you. Let's see here. Danny, thank you for coming on in here and joining us. Rib Shot. I don't want to miss. There was someone else there. Forgive me if I could find it. Gosh, let's see. American Made. I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it like that. First off, No Bull Sports. Appreciate you, everyone who tuned in. Thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We got a lot of great stuff on here, and of course, do me a favor on Finns Talk Sports at FTSN YouTube page. If you go to more, you'll see the FTSN Extra page as well. You could catch, if you love what we do here and you love what Josh is saying, whether he pisses you off or makes you smile, you could see more of him on Thursday nights talking wrestling with Clutch and Chris Koffler on Real Talk Wrestling. And so join us on FTSN Extra on FTSN. DSG says this was different. Cool show. Josh, any final thoughts before we what's his name? Jacob what?
Jacob Fat 2. And if you want, again, yes, Real Talk Wrestling, more on that real quick. If you want to see me get shut down by my elementary school friend from 3rd grade, Chris Koffler has no problem shutting me down and telling me that I am wrong a lot. So it's fine. So if you want to see me get humbled a lot, that's where you go. If you're into fantasy football at all, and you watch the Finns Talk Sports Network, you should know already. Fantasy Now Plus, we're live every single day. We were live at 4 p.m. talking Dynasty Fantasy Football. But more importantly, Monday mornings, 9 a.m., will be giving you fantasy football recaps for the weekend. So recapping the Sunday games. It's going to be called Cold Brews and Hot Takes. So join in. It's going to be a 20-25-minute show. Me just recapping. If you're angry about fantasy football and this guy S'd on you and you want to go ahead and vent with me, because trust me, I'm going to vent, brother, when players S on my roster. So if you enjoy that kind of content, Finns Talk Sports Network, Monday morning. Man, I talk a lot. I apologize.
Oh, brother, you're good, my man. And yeah, man, I love this shirt. WrestleMania 6, you had Ultimate Warrior versus the Macho Man. This was Macho Man's retirement match before he became a commentator, which he was awesome at, by the way. And I was just watching this WrestleMania. This was Sergeant Slaughter versus Hulk Hogan. Iraq versus USA you know. And but yeah, this is when Miss Elizabeth came out and saved Macho Man from Sensational Sherry, and you know, they're like, he loves her and she loves him. Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan, the best ever. I don't care what anybody says. I love JR, Jim Ross, Tony, all those guys. Yeah.
Excalibur, Tony Schiavone.
I don't. There's nobody touches the Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Those guys were the best. But yeah, you know, thank you all for so much. Do me a favor, smash that like and subscribe button. We'll be here next Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll talk about whatever. This is what we love to do on here. We love to, you know, book matches, talk trash, and everything else. We'll have a lot of fun. So if you love the show, hit that subscribe button. That's Josh Kimmel. I'm Bobby Finstock. Like and subscribe. Have a good night. Peace.